As you might have already seen, the Piper 600 has been released for Flight Simulator 2024. In this video I will show you how to use one of the cool functionalities in this aircraft, the Autoland functionality. So when do you need to use that functionality? Well, the functionality you need to use it in case something goes wrong with the pilot, and you can easily activate it by pressing this option, and if I press it, then it will activate the Autoland option. I can go to the warning screen. As you can see, there's already a warning that auto landing will be activated, and in a few seconds you will see things changing, and this is really next level. It has activated the emergency Autoland activity and we will land in 17 minutes. So what it did do is it did find the closest airport. Based on that, it defined the flight route, and then it's taking over the complete aircraft, because you can see that all the screens are kind of, say, blacked out or locked so that the passenger can't do anything. So it does control the full aircraft. It will, say, drop the flaps, it will drop the gear, it will control the speed, control the altitude, and will make sure that we're landing safely on this airport. In this case we're gonna land on Rotterdam The Hague Airport, so let's see how this goes. I speed up the video a bit because this will take some time, because we're a little bit far away from the airport, and as you can see we're on a pretty high altitude, but as you can see we're also descending already. That's really nice. So we're getting very close to the airport, as you can see on the navigation screen, and soon the aircraft will start making its turn, and then it will, kind of focus on the runway. It will align with the runway, and that's also what you will see in the status windows. It will keep you up to date what it's doing. So it says, okay, turning left in 1 minute, then descending for 2 minutes. So it's actively, telling the passenger, which is the survivor in this case, what the aircraft will do. In this case also it says, okay, landing in 6 minutes, but what I saw already when testing this a few times is that in some cases it will fly that holding pattern one time, and in that case of course the time will increase a bit. But in this case, let's see what happens. So we already progressed really well, and it says, okay, we're turning again left in 1 minute, because that's the last turn which we need to do. It will also tell us that we're 30 miles away from the runway and that we're gonna descend for 1 minute. You can see that the altitude has, let's say, pretty progressed well. Especially if you looked at the start of the video where we were above 10,000 feet, it has progressed really well. It automatically calculated the descent path, and now we're descending to that 2,000 roughly, I think, and there will possibly hold for some time. As you can see, things have changed. Now both stages will say aligning with the runway. So to align with the runway, to make sure that we're, in the middle of the runway and making sure that we can land safely on it. Also what you see that it has now stabilized the altitude. It will drop a bit, but not too much, but it will decrease the speed massively. You can see it's dropping 134, 133, etc. until it stabilizes at one point. The nice thing about this is that the passenger again doesn't need to do anything. Everything will be done by the system, the emergency Autoland functionality of the Piper 600. And we're coming closer and closer, and what you will see that will soon start to descend further. Here it says descending in 1 minute. So again, it informs the passenger, hey, we're descending in 1 minute, so don't worry, the aircraft will lower its altitude. We still have 7 miles to fly, as you can see, and if we would continue to fly, we still have 3.7 hours for fuel. Also, the middle screen, the MFD now changed to approaching destination, so to ensure that the passenger needs to make sure that the seat belt is connected, and also that information will be displayed on the screens. Besides that, we'll tell the passenger that we're gonna, or it possibly is gonna maneuver around, right, so make a little bit more turns to lose altitude, but that is something not to worry about, and that's perfectly normal. Would give me as a passenger with no flight experience a good feeling, but that might be me. I'm also wondering what you think about this functionality. Do you like it? Would you like to try it out? Or did you maybe already try it out with the Piper 600 if you already bought it via the marketplace? As you can see, the descent continues and also the screen says descending to runway. So it will tell us, okay, we're in the final stage, we bypassed the holding pattern. As mentioned, in some cases it will still try that holding pattern. Likely if you're too high, then it will use that holding pattern to lose altitude. However, if you looked at my live stream, you saw that it even did take the holding pattern while we were at, let's say, perfect altitude. In the meantime, you can see that the gears have dropped, so everything should be good. And I would say we're almost ready for landing. This will be, let's say, always fingers crossed, because I'm not sure how well will it go, right? How well does this system work? Based on some testing with previous airports in the US, it worked really nicely, I must say. I was really pleasantly surprised by how this functionality has been developed by the developer FSReborn. So kudos to their team for developing this great aircraft using this great functionality, because this is the first aircraft which I think has been released with this functionality for Flight Simulator 2024. And I skipped a part of the video and we're almost there. We're almost the runway. As you can see, runway is already visible and I can simply use this view because the functionality, the auto landing functionality, the emergency auto landing functionality will make sure that the aircraft will softly touch down on the runway. Let's see what happens and let's see how this will work. You can see we're coming closer. Here we go. Oh, not too bad, right? Second bump. And then we can also see if we're going inside the aircraft, that will start to slow down the aircraft automatically. It still says, okay, hey, we're approaching the destination. So it will also keep the passenger informed. In a few minutes you will see that, I would say, hopefully we can stop before the end of the runway. In this case it will be really super tricky. Yeah, we did make it, but normally would crash. I am completely agreeing with you, but hey, we're at least safe on the ground. So now it says, okay, hey, prepare to exit, so it will inform the passenger to exit the aircraft. And this is also where this video ends, where we looked at the auto land functionality of the Piper 600. Super cool functionality. In this case we hit the, I would say, some lights, but believe me, I already tested it several times and there it was perfectly able to stop in time. Thanks for watching and hope to see you back next time.